Well, to be honest, The Running Man, I found it to be a disappointment. I wanted to like this one, y'all, I really did. But when it comes down to it, there was just so many things to keep it from being an entertaining ride from beginning to end. When I had found out that Edgar Wright was directing this, I was like, yes, because I love his movies. But after seeing this whole thing, I was baffled because there are moments all throughout the film that I did find underwhelming. Not to say this one is a dumpster fire, but there is much to be desired to say the least. So basically, this is a more faithful adaptation of the Stephen King novel. And so generally, Ben Richards, he goes on The Running Man, where he has to go on the run for 30 days so he can end up winning $1 billion to help his wife and their baby. Now, while I haven't read the book that this film is based on, I do know that a lot of this felt generic. Like, seriously, how did Edgar Wright mess up so badly? Because a lot of his movies, they're great. But this one right here, I was wondering what happened. And not only that, I really felt like this could have been something really special. But there's just so many issues to keep it from being great, in my opinion. Overall, a film that had a lot of missed potential, and not only that, it really doesn't have that many memorable characters compared to the original. Now, granted, 1987's The Running Man, that's not a classic by any means, but it is a lot of fun. I recently had rewatched it before I watched the new one. It has more colorful characters, it's funny, the one-liners. Arnold Schwarzenegger knows what he was doing in that movie. Granted, I'm not saying I hate this one. It doesn't have style, it doesn't have substance. But I do admit that Glenn Powell, he does a great job playing Ben Richards. He's charismatic. I did like his character, but the problem is the story was a convoluted mess. He's going around avoiding being taken out by these guys that are hunting him for 30 days. Yeah, you think that concept sounds interesting, but it actually never does anything with it. Another character I thought was interesting is Bobby T. Now, Coleman Domingo, he does a good job in the role. He's the hype man. He's the host of the show. But he just doesn't show up all that much. I was like, I would have liked to see more of that character. Josh Brolin, he's playing the show producer. I did like his character. He was a interesting villain. There's not a whole lot of backstory with him. Of course, there are other issues I have a problem with. It's like the pacing was off. And I was like, man, how is this an Edgar Wright film? Because it doesn't have the style, doesn't have the substance. I mean, Baby Driver, Hot Fuzz, among others. I was just disappointed with it because I know his filmography shows he could do much better than what this film was about. Well, at least there is Michael Cera, his character. You know, he was fun. And that whole action sequence, yeah, it was a good time. In fact, I did like the action in this movie. But everything else, it was like, man, what happened? I thought this was going to be an entertaining piece of cinema. And at times it is. It's not one of the worst movies of the year, but I won't go back to rewatch this anytime soon because I know that Edgar Wright, I wish he did better with this whole thing. At the end of the day, if you are interested in checking this out, I would say wait for this to come out on streaming because honestly, it doesn't offer a whole lot in my opinion. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. Yeah, there's really nothing special about this one. The 87 movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's more entertaining. This is just a generic action film I have seen so many times over the years. Not only that, I really felt like this could have been really something more, but the issues within the story and the other characters that really didn't make a difference in the narrative, but really that ending was anticlimactic. No spoilers, but I was like, really? That's how it ends? Anyway, though, I'm done talking about this. I don't really have anything to say about it. There are going to be some people out there that's going to like this movie, but for me personally, I just honestly couldn't get a whole lot out of it. And that's my review of The Running Man. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. Okay, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.